Hey everyone, and welcome to another World of Warcraft cooking video. So today we're actually going to be making some chocolate cookies. So I'm actually going to see if this works. So we need a stick of unsalted butter at room temperature, which I have, half a cup of granulated sugar, an egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, a half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a pinch of cayenne pepper, 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 cups of flour, and then a batch of royal icing for the cookies. Um, so I don't have the cayenne pepper, but that's okay. We could just leave it out this one time. Then this is all we have to do. In a medium bowl, cream together the butter, sugar, egg, and vanilla until you have a nice smooth mixture. Add in salt and spices, incorporating each completely. Gradually add in the flour until you have a dough that is no longer sticky. Form a disc and wrap in plastic and chill for at least an hour. Then, when ready, preheat the oven to 375 and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Roll your dough out into on a lightly floured surface to about 1/4 inch thick. Cut into desired shapes and place on preheated baking sheet. Bake for about 10 minutes, then remove to wire rack to cool completely before icing. So I'm going to try something different. What I'm going to do is follow this step by step, but I'm going to not chill it for an hour and see how that goes. If it doesn't go well, then hey, you know what? I screwed up. Oh well. If it goes well, then we're going to be in good shape. So I'm going to chill it for about 15 minutes, and we'll see. But we'll see what happens. All right, so we have our butter. Get this in here. Come on. All right, so we got our butter. A half a cup of sugar. Is my thing in the no? I do not know where. Oh, here it is. Sorry, gotta wash that real quick. My half a cup. Um, half a cup of sugar. Alright, and then a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh no. Good thing I have a spare vanilla. Because I thought I'd actually bake during the holidays, but I didn't. Right, there's that teaspoon of vanilla. Sugar away. And then it says 1 egg. 1 egg. One egg. Alright. now until we have a nice smooth mixture. So this is going to get pretty loud, but I have to beat this until a nice smooth mixture. Alright. Then next, add in the salt, which is a half a teaspoon of salt. Alright, add in the salt. Salt is good. And then add in the salt and spices, incorporating each. So I need really I just need the ground cinnamon, which is a teaspoon, right? A teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then my guess is that it's I add in the cocoa powder too. And this is a half a cup of cocoa powder. Alright. Look at that. Go back in here. Alright, and then it says gradually add in flour. So we need 1/4 to 1 1/2. So break this open. Alright, so I'm going to actually rinse this real quick. Because I actually just got done shooting, I redid the Buzzard bite video. I just got done shooting that, so, and now I decided to make this video. So, we're going to add in a half at a time. Okay, then we're gonna head in. So we added in 1, and we're looking for that is no longer sticky. And then we need, I'm going to add in 1/4 cup. Where is my 4th cup? Oh, I know where it is. I'm just going to need the powdered sugar anyway. So then we're going to add in a 4th cup more. And that's what it looks like. Not bad. It's a dough that's not sticky. And then it says form into a disc and wrap in plastic. So we're going to form this into a disc. I know you usually do this on a flat surface, but I'm trying to get everything out. And then we need plastic wrap. To wrap it up. Take it, I'm going to wrap it over like so. Kind of form it. And it says leave it in there for an hour. Again, the only way I would do that is if I stopped this video and then brought it back again, like continue it. But I'm not going to. I'm going to let it chill for like 20 minutes and then see how it is. I'm going to have to clean some of this because we have to roll it out. And I get why they want me to leave it in the fridge so it's easier to roll. It's firm and whatnot, but I just don't have that kind of time. Plus, this is a test video. Meaning, I'm seeing if it works. If it doesn't, then I'll redo this. No big deal. Okay. Actually, keep the 1/2 cup out because that's what I'm going to use as my cookie cutter. We can get rid of this. I'm just going to wash this real quick because this is probably where I'm going to be doing my rolling. swap this over here. Now to make the royal icing, hold on one second. I need 2 cups of sifted confectioner's sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of water, 1.5 tablespoons of meringue powder. I've never heard of that. And then food coloring is needed. I'm not sure if I want to I might try a different royal icing. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. I'm gonna look on my phone. How to make royal icing for cookies. Let's see what they recommend. Because I can just make plain icing, which is just powdered sugar and milk. But I might not want to do that. If there's a easier recipe, how come this isn't loading? If there's an easier, like, a more simple recipe, I don't know why this isn't loading. That I can do, or maybe like a few more steps, maybe add in vanilla or something, I don't know. Here we go. Sure, we'll go with this one. So what do they recommend? Yeah, sugar cookies. How to make royal icing. That's what I want to know. No, that actually... Never mind. Guess that's actually how you make royal icing. Is with... Yeah, so... They all recommend egg whites, or the meringue powder. So, I don't have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to test this out and make just icing with powdered sugar, milk, and a little bit of vanilla. Going to mix that together and see if it's nice and actually like works, and then I'll put it on the cookie and see if that works. If it doesn't, I will remake this recipe and you get the meringue powder. Simple as that. But like I said, I'm going to leave that in there for a few minutes. And we'll see. We'll see how they turn out. Hopefully well. What am I doing? Hold on a second. So like I said, I actually just got done making the new Buzzard bite video, which I just used ground beef instead of turkey. Came out really well. I did enjoy that. And I actually mentioned making bat wings and what do you call it? Funnel cake. Um, with the next two videos. But I was skimming through the book, the cookbook, and I came across a recipe that I had pretty much almost all the ingredients for except the cayenne pepper. And so I said, you know what, let's make this because why not make a dessert? So we will see how this goes. If it doesn't go as planned, then I can always redo this. But I think it should work. I could. Okay. So I guess I should preheat my oven. Back to 375. And then we'll give it until, how long would it take? 10 minutes? We'll give it till 4 o'clock, so another 15 minutes. Um, but yeah. I don't know. I wanted to try this recipe the other day, but I never got around to it, so now we're going to try it. I kind of want to know what I want to do next. Well, I told you I'm making bat wings. I think are the bat wings in here? Yeah, they should be. Yes. Crispy bat wings. This is what I'm going to be making next, which is going to be Wednesday? Wednesday or Thursday. One of the two. Or Friday. And then the final cake is actually going to be in the Hearthstone cookbook. So I'm not worried about that. I do plan to actually get another cookbook. 2 of them. I know I talked about this before. I plan to get the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook and then the Elder Scrolls Skyrim cookbook. So that should be fun to do. Otherwise, it's either going to be from World of Warcraft or start making up some of my own recipes. Oof. Excuse me. I think once I have sorry, I was looking at this reading. Once I have extra time, I'm going to make this. This is beer, basted boar ribs. How long does this take? Oh. So this will definitely be, a video. It's going to take a while that I'll probably cut into pieces because this takes up about 3 hours. Preheat oven 275. Place a sauce pot over medium heat and the oil, shallots, and garlic. Those do look good though. So, what did I want to say? I forgot what I wanted to say. But yeah. I have to find time to work on the cookbook because I do want to record the process of it, like I was talking about earlier. And we're gonna do some finger food first, which should be easy, and then we're gonna get into the really big meals and whatnot, like something like boar ribs, but they're not gonna be called boar ribs, and that should be fun. We're gonna do the process. So pretty much how it's gonna work is we're gonna write a recipe. We're gonna, how do I put it? Create the food, as in what food would go in that category. Then we're gonna kind of write down some ingredients that would go with it, and then we're going to bring it into the kitchen. We're gonna test it out, see how well it tastes, see how well things go. If it's good, great. If it needs more seasoning, if it needs less something, more something, we'll write it down, and then we will test it again to see how well it is. If something we want to cook it for, 20 minutes. If it's undercooked, overcooked, maybe we shorten or longer the time, and we'll see how things go that way. And that's what I pretty much expect for this whole process to be, is just trial and error. And it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a lot of fun because you kind of really go behind what's being cooked instead of being just going off a recipe. We're creating this ourselves, which should be fun and should be something that is really enjoyable. Also, I probably should say this in more of my videos. If you have something you want me to try cooking, or be like, hey, I want you to test out this recipe, or hey, I want you to do this, or hey, it'd be really cool if you made this recipe, let me know. And I will definitely take your ideas and definitely make what you guys suggest, because why not? I mean, if you say, oh, maybe you should try making a steak with this, this, and this, I can always look up a recipe to how to cook a nice steak or whatnot. I can always, say, oh, you should make broccoli cheddar soup. I'll look up a recipe for that. We can make it. I'm okay with that too. We don't always have to go from the World of Warcraft cookbook, even though this is kind of like its own series in itself. I'm okay with doing other cooking videos, like I did the one time with the chicken and vegetables. That was something that I wanted to do because I actually had a lot of fun making the fry bread. So I said, why not record myself cooking dinner? But yeah, if you have any suggestions, just let me know, because I will definitely look into what you want me to cook, and then I will I'll make it. I'll get the ingredients, I'll get the stuff, and make it. I mean, even if you want me to make fish, I guess I'll try fish. I will definitely see how well it tastes, because I do want to try. I know I really do want to try these the boiled clams. They look interesting. I'm not gonna lie. They do look interesting. I'm not a big seafood person, though. I really haven't had seafood. All I know is that when my parents made it, it smelled gross. So that's one thing that I don't like. But I will definitely try it. I've always wanted to try shrimp with a nice garlic pasta. I've always wanted to try that. I'd probably buy like the very small shrimp and cook them and then throw them in the pasta and whatnot. But again, I'd look up a recipe for that, because I would want to have more flavor for me to not taste the fish than for me to taste the fish, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, another thing I always wanted to try was salmon. Salmon, I had it once at a friend's house when I was like 8 years old, maybe 6. I know I was in either between 1st and 3rd grade. I know that for sure. But I had salmon at a friend's house, and it tasted interesting. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. It was like something that if I tried it now, I would have to see. So I know there is a recipe for salmon in this book, but I actually want to do. I've always wanted to do kind of my own thing for salmon because it is something that I've always wanted to try, and I know you could buy like the stuff at the store where it's like one piece of salmon, you know, or you can go to the butcher and get just one piece of salmon, one small piece of salmon. You know, I'm okay with that, and I would be willing to do it. Uh, I just have to. I would really just have to season it like very well. So that might be something I look up. I mean, if it's firecracker salmon, this is what the cookbook has, and it's 2 4-ounce salmon fillets, a half a cup of sesame or vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, brown sugar, sriracha sauce, northern spices, and ground ginger. Now that maybe I know in some places I've seen garlic and herbs salmon. I've seen just do-it-yourself salmon. I know my dad eats fish, and he says just put lemon on it. I'm not a big lemon person, so that's really hard for me to do. But I am willing to try. I'm willing to try salmon. I may do that recipe, or I may come up with something else. But I do want to do like a garlic, like I said, a garlic shrimp pasta. I do want to do a salmon, and just try it out. It'd be the first time I've actually eaten it because I don't like seafood that much. But then again, I haven't really tried it, so I wouldn't know. But if I did try it, I would definitely season it myself. We have 4 minutes until it's 4 o'clock, and then I'm going to start rolling the dough out. It should be chilled for about 30 minutes, I think. Again, I'm just testing this out. I saw it in the book, and I'm testing it. If it doesn't turn out, then I can always pretend this video never existed. But I think it's going to turn out well. I don't have any shapes for the cookies. They had a gingerbread man on there. So I think I'm just going to do circles. I don't know. I think circles should be okay. And then we will see how they turn out. Because if they, it says chill for an hour. I've chilled it for, I'm going to say a half hour, maybe a little less than half hour. But I know I've definitely chilled it for 15 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. If it's not, well, what are you going to do? I'm just going to cook them, eat them, see how they taste. I'm using a half, I think I'm going to use this. It's a half a cup, measuring cup, and I'm just going to turn it over and cut them out. Because I don't, oh, you know what? I could use a cup. That works too. I'll use a cup. That should work. Let me see. There you go. I'll use a cup. Which I actually have to use a cup to roll it out anyway. Because I don't have a rolling pin. Alright. So I think this is fine. Alright, So we are going to turn this and then angle this down. Once I get my camera up and running, I don't really have to do this anymore. There we go. Because it will get view of the entire, well, not entire, but most of the kitchen. And let me see what it tells me to do. I really hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I do like making them. So they're a lot of fun, and I mean, who doesn't love food? But they're a lot of fun, and I hope you guys really enjoy them. I hope it takes apart from the gaming as well, where you don't always have to watch gaming videos. These are more towards the front. Here we go. Roll into a lightly floured surface for about... Okay, so I'm going to lightly flour our surface. And then we're going to take this, and I'm going to go like that. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Not well, but that's okay. I see why they want you to chill it for an hour, because it's pretty much all broke. I think that works. And we're just going to fold it back up. It's only crumbly because it's not chilled. But that's okay. I was impatient, so. These look good, though, I'll tell you that much. Well, this one might be too thick. It's okay. If anything, I'll let them cook for a little longer. I mean, look at that. I'm not worried about it breaking. I'm not worried about it being like the way it is, because, one, I'm just going to eat them anyway. You know? It's not like I'm trying to impress people. I'm not trying to, you know, make these for anyone. They're for me. I think they turned out pretty well. I'm just going to roll this last bit, try to get at least 1 to 2 more. And then we bake these for 10 minutes, and we should be good. Oops. Come on. that one's too thin. Oh, this one has hole. Yeah, it does. Gotta reshape this one. Alright. Alright, so I have my 9 cookies. I'm gonna take these and put them in. And it says for 10 minutes. I'm actually gonna do 12 to make sure they're all cooked. And I want to try this dough. Alright, so the dough, I'm actually going to throw this away. Sorry. The dough is interesting. You could definitely taste the chocolate, but you also taste the cinnamon too. So, actually really an interesting combination. Just the cookie itself tastes good. So, that's something. So, with that 10 minutes, we're going to make some icing. So I'm going to do a third of a cup. Actually, 2/3 of a cup. I'm going to add in a little bit of vanilla. Might be too much vanilla. And then I'm going to add in a few splashes of milk. So, 1 splash. Oop, that's too much. I can already tell that's too much. I'm going to add in another thing. There we go. Then this should make a nice frosting, or not frosting, but I might need more powdered sugar. A nice glaze. Yeah, I'm gonna need more powdered sugar. That I can put over it. Oh, me and my mess ups. Because I want it thick. That way it kind of like coats the cookie. I don't like that. That looks good. Kind of swirl it around a little. Get the sides, get everything in. Let me taste it. Well, that's very sugary. Well, you could definitely taste the powdered sugar. Maybe I'll just drip. Yeah. Alright, now we have kind of mix this up a little. Then I'm gonna let the cookies cool down a little, and then we will taste them. There's still lumps in here. Probably because of what I'm mixing it with. It's okay. It's just gonna be eaten. Right? It's just gonna be eaten. Just like that. We have uh, 6 minutes. Close to 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Just gonna keep stirring this just to hopefully. I'm actually gonna move this a little bit. Well, actually, we'll do it this. We'll go up. Or not. There we go. I keep forgetting. There we go. Need a haircut. And I need a shave. That's okay. I can do that after that. I wanted the consistency of when I made the shoe twists. This is a little watery, but I don't want to add in more powdered sugar because it's already going to be tasting like powdered sugary. But I'm just going to drizzle this over the cookie. It's not going to be any sort of icing, but it's something. I mean, I could always do powdered sugar and do just egg whites and see what that makes, but I'd rather not. Because that's what one of them says. I think next time we should make cinnamon rolls. That should be it. I think they have a recipe for cinnamon rolls in there. They're not called cinnamon rolls, but they definitely look like cinnamon rolls. Let's find them. We got 4 minutes. I want to do the chocolate celebration cake too. And then bloodberry tart. And even the conjured manna strudel too. Here we go. The conjured manna buns. That's what they are. I think they're cinnamon rolls though. So I want to do this. We need milk, brown sugar, instant yeast, so I have to pick up yeast, butter, egg, salt, flour, and then the filling is butter, flour, brown sugar, cinnamon, walnuts, which I'm going to probably leave out, and then the brown sugar glaze, cup of brown sugar, butter, flour, heavy cream, and a dash of vanilla. These take... So the prep is 15 minutes, the rising is an hour and a half, and then the baking is 15 to 20 minutes. Makes about 24 buns. This recipe said this makes about 2 dozen cookies. I only got well, not even a dozen. Got 9. Probably because of the dough. I'm not worried about it though. I am not worried at all. I can always remake this recipe too. We got 2 minutes. I'm trying to think. I would make whipped cream, but I don't think whipped cream would go nice with cookies. I could make like a buttercream frosting, but I think that I need to soften butter, but maybe I'll do that a different day. Royal icing, I wish I could have made, but it won't let me. Yeah, so I need meringue powder. I mean, that's what all recipes for royal icing say. So, maybe what I'll do... I guess I don't have to. We'll see. Because I can always redo this recipe with the real royal icing, but if it turns out decent at least, then I will see. I will definitely see how they turn out. Because, I mean, I'm not really following the recipe, but I don't have meringue powder. I wonder if I can get that. Maybe I could pick that up tomorrow. But then again, I don't know what recipes actually call for it. Actually, let me see. We have 25 seconds left. How do I spell that? Nine, 8, 7. Oh. Oh, you can definitely smell the cinnamon. Well, I'll show you what they look like. They don't look that bad. They look done. You could definitely smell the cinnamon in here. So I'm just going to take this. Let's see if I got this. And then we'll give it a few minutes before we frost it. They look pretty nice. Definitely still hot. They are soft in the middle, crispy on the little edges. These may actually work. Well, we'll Sorry. I'm actually pretty surprised how these turned out. I'm going to actually get a dish. Oh, I used all of it. Yes, I did. So I'm going to get a dish. I'm going to take this one. So, I don't know if these are overcooked. The middle is nice and soft. The edges, they're not that bad. You could definitely smell the cinnamon. That is for sure. So, you can definitely smell and taste the cinnamon, and then you can taste the chocolate. It is kind of bland, though. It is pretty plain. Most likely because you have to add in, like, you have to decorate them and whatnot. So, what I'm going... Actually, you know what? I'll just dip it in. So, I'm taking my cookie and dipping it into the... just the drizzler. So, they actually do taste really good with even just the glaze on it. Once you put the glaze on it, they actually taste like the brownies that we made. And it's actually really good. I'll show you what the inside looks like. You know, I'm proud of this. This is really good. I'm sure you could leave the cinnamon out just to make the chocolate cookie. But I think the cinnamon adds that little kick to it, where it's like, ooh, there's cinnamon in here. Yeah, this is really good. I'm proud of this. Alright, well, that is all the time I have for this video. That was not even English. 1 second. Actually, you know what? Just wash it down with a nice Sprite. Okay. That is all the time I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to share this video with anyone, if they like cooking or if they just enjoy videos, share. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember to be the best you can be, and I will see you all in the next cooking video. Bye!